Hey Meeples, I'm here with Wanda Green and James Gibson. These are the masterminds behind WT3C, West Texas Tabletop Con, and we just wanted to spend a moment, one, to just thank them for an amazing event, and we're going to pick their brains in a moment, but first thing I want to do is I want these two to just kind of look out. This is what y'all did. It was, I mean, and it's been an amazing convention. Like, how are y'all feeling now that a lot of the, you know, challenges of the day are over?
Relieved.
Yeah.
Ready to play some games maybe now?
Yes.
Yeah, this has been really awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool to look out and see all these people playing and getting to see everybody together. We get to meet a lot of new people, and hopefully I get to play games with more people when I go home.
Right, yeah. Well, and then we have a couple of perspective things. So last year we all got to kind of see what happened. This year is completely just transformed, metamorphosed into something else. What do you think, like, the biggest reason for that change is? Like, what's the reason for the growth?
I think that for us, I'm a librarian, and this is sponsored by the Tom Green County Library System, and I think it was kind of a proof of concept last year that there is this community, and that we were, almost overrun last year, and it was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how many people we had. So we moved it to a bigger space, and I think we did a pretty good job of bringing people into this space this year. So we just kind of ran with it and grew it and let it go.
I had the unique perspective of being, like, for the last year, and these guys didn't get it, the other pub guys didn't get it, but I got to watch the Facebook kind of closed group interaction without actually being part of that team, just like watch this whole thing develop. So I had this, like, I was not stressed at all. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be easy. So I guess what were some of the biggest challenges just putting something together? I guess from this perspective, we have somebody watching right now that wants to do something like this. Like what are those barriers to getting into organizing such a big event?
Well, one of the big things I think we ran into, and that I really tried to work cautiously around, was schedules. We're a small community. We're very remote. And so, we were looking at cons in other areas, other regions, trying not to interfere with anything. And then, even with all of that caution and preparation, there's a trade show happening this weekend.
Which, of course, isn't advertised to the public, so we couldn't even have found it if we wanted to.
Sure.
But
yeah.
Right. So best laid plans, but. And that doesn't necessarily knock out people from coming to game, but that knocks out some of your publishers and things like that. So that was kind of a challenge, I think, this year.
And I think one of the things that we did right after we finished last year was there's a lot of lessons learned. I mean, Wanda picked this up, and we set it up in the library, and we've been completely learning this as we go. We haven't had anybody really to lean on.
There's not like a book that you read how to put on a game convention.
So literally right after we finished the convention, within the first week last year, we sat down as a group and wrote down, this is what we could have done better. And we tried to focus on that. But in that, I think we still made a few mistakes. We tried to reach out to a lot of people way too early, and they just weren't willing to commit their schedules in that amount of time, and so we started completely panicking. And it really wasn't until the last couple of months that people actually started finally saying, yes, we'll come, yes, we'll come.
That's how long they've been working on it. Like, literally, from what I understand, as soon as the last con ended, they've been working on this year. So it's just that much preparation. I guess would be like the first lesson is you want to do something like this, you're ready to work,
Yeah.
It's a lot of time and effort. And San Angelo, if you don't know, and Abilene, for those of you guys who came down, this woman's put in so much work for you guys, you have no idea.
And this guy too. I mean, I at least get to call some of it my day job, but James doesn't get to have that kind of luxury. So anyway.
That said, I do want to kind of give a shout out to Beven Dawson, Josh Mikowski, Christina Atkinson. They're just as involved as the rest of us. They're not sitting here at the table, but this wasn't just me and Wanda who did this.
That's right. Well, so
Stephanie Dawson. I didn't forget you, Steph. I'm sorry, I didn't forget you.
What? Okay, so what are we looking forward to as far as, is this going to be like the premier thing of this area every year? Can we look forward to it again next year? What do you think? Can we make that promise?
That's a really scary thing, you know. There's been a couple things that have happened. One, the community that we started. The whole point of all this, and I'm probably putting words in Wanda's mouth here, is this started with us just trying to find people to game with.
Sure.
6 or 7 people, literally, is what this.
That's all you need for a game group.
And it kind of ramped up. Since we've started the nerdery and started this gaming group, we've had 3 new game stores open in town, extra comic book stores. And then the Comic-Con, which I'm so excited they're coming here at the end of this month to San Angelo. And I like to think that we're kind of a proof of concept to them too.
Sure.
But
I think so. Yeah, that's in my opinion too.
I feel like that's a thing, but do we want to compete or do we want to participate in that kind of thing?
Gotcha.
That's something we really, I think, need to think about and find out what they're planning.
So I mean, that's a good answer. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. And we would want that, right?
Right.
I mean, that's what we would want even as people coming to a convention, is that kind of efforts and everything. So, right. Well, we at the pub, and I think everybody here that just doesn't know how involved you are want to thank you guys for all that work. And I think that's like the biggest reason to just come here and just say thank you. And you know, we think that the proof is here. Just what an amazing turnout this has been, and a lot of fun. So we can get some games in.
Yes.
With you.
Yes.
Get some games in
definitely
with you. Okay. So we're gonna definitely do some more games and stuff. And thank you guys again.
Before we break away here, we need to say thank you to you guys too. I mean, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
No, the honor's ours. We've had so much fun, and y'all just even giving us the reins to just be silly and weird is fun. So no, thank you. And we are definitely excited about what is happening. It's weird, we're in Abilene, but we're excited about what's happening in San Angelo. Like, okay, let me ask you guys about that. What do you think is so unique about San Angelo? Like, is it because this place is like a foundry for the geek culture and I don't know.
Do you want to know? This is actually something I've thought a lot about, and I don't want to try to say it. There's a lot of little niche groups in San Angelo, little nerd groups that didn't get together, and I think one of the big things is, and it's kind of like what you guys do with your presence.
It's different. It's a little different though. So for those of you who don't know, this is a unique, because we're about the same size town-ish, right? And we're only like an hour and a half away, but it is very strong here.
I think what happened, and I'd like to, the nerdery and the other groups that we put together that weren't just focused on tabletop gaming, but hey, let's get nerds together and see if we can cross-pollinate some interests. And I think that's really kind of what happened.
So there's just been an intentional drive to reach a broader community.
We've literally reached out to the Boy Scouts to try to get them to come out and play. We've reached out to all sorts of different communities just to try to get them to come and play so we can actually create gamers.
Sure. So it sounds like that's not just your philosophy for the convention, that's just kind of how y'all have tried to build this community in general.
I don't think the convention is a result of the philosophy. I think the philosophy was the result of the convention.
Right. Wow. So, well, and I think that answer kind of full circle back to the first question, like what would it take to do something like this? And it probably, starts from that build-up of that community.
Building the community, without a doubt.
So, well, awesome. Well, y'all have something very special here. And I think you recognize that. I hope everybody here recognizes that too, because it is something that is rare, even from where we live, an hour and a half away. We'll come here. So
that's really cool. Thank you.
That is cool.
Thank y'all. So, all right. Well, we'll see y'all, and we'll get some gaming in here in just a bit.
Sounds great.